We are live. Hey, everybody. This is Emily Leach, the founder of the Freelance Conference. I am here with Tia Meyers.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tia, the founder of Freelancing Females.
So what I had this kindred spirit with Tia in that we both kind of got to where we are right now by this moment of let's just start a group on Facebook and see what happens with what I'm doing. And my group is very hyper local. It's right here in Austin. Some of you have probably heard of it, Austin Freelance Gigs. We have just over 10,000 people in there. Whereas Tia said, you know what? I want to go after all
After all females.
after all females. And so I was just looking this morning, you broke the 33,000 member mark. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're very excited how quickly we grow.
So what would you attribute that growth to? Some of it could be the female movement, the freelance movement, but there's got to be some glue in there that makes people stick, because it's a really active group.
It's highly active. So I started the group 2 years ago with just a group of friends. And I think it was nice to start that way because people had started with discussions, which a lot of groups kind of need to get their footing and understand each other. And we had enough people in there who were talking to each other that when someone new came in, they felt more comfortable to talk also. As we've grown and got into 33,000, discussions have become very different from what it used to be in our very New York freelance friends group. And people are still highly, highly engaged. We get about over 1,000 comments a month just within the group. And we get between 40 to 50 posts a day within the group. So it has become highly active because I think people see how genuine other women are there to help and just help each other out with what to charge, answer your questions on freelance because they've gone through the same and they understand that it's a very isolating place to be in the freelance world. And, you don't really have a place to go to ask those hard questions. So we tried to make it very comfortable for you to ask and answer those.
Yeah, I found that in my group as well. I kind of missed those first few months when we only had a few hundred people in there. and that was the inspiration for the freelance conference. It's about 6 months in, and it's somewhere on this little board over here. Freelance gigs is over there. Anyway, where I was like, I just want to do this in person. I just want to get together and hang out with my people that aren't going to tell me to go get a job and stuff like that. And it didn't exist. And so me being the human that I am, I'm like going, how hard can this be?
Yeah.
Hard is the answer.
Facebook groups are very wonderful, but also a lot of time commitment. So I think what you've done is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But I want to get into one of the things that I've seen a lot in your posts and statements, not only in the group, but in other places, is helping freelancers get paid. And I know that's what you're going to be talking about at the conference as well here in less than 2 weeks. Can't believe
it. So close.
So tell me a little bit about what struck that passion and where you're going, where you're at with that.
Yeah. So Freelancing Females started because I went through a non-payment issue, which was scary, and I had over a month of work that was owed to me by a very large company, and I didn't know what to do. So I went to others to ask the questions, and that's what Freelancing Females bloomed out of. One of the things that we do at Freelancing Females Facebook group is our biggest discussion is what to charge. So people can come in, explain what their project is, what they have, how many years experience, and others will come in and say, I think you should charge, $500 for this project or $5,000. It very much changes, but they get a good idea from their peers of what other people are charging in that space so that they can make a better informed decision for themselves. And for me, we've had a lot of discussions on negotiating higher paychecks, squash scope creep, what to do when clients ghost you. It's very exciting. And a few of the things that we are going to be talking about is preparing for calls and meetings, getting to know as soon as possible, and what to do if somebody does not pay you. So I'm excited that we'll be covering a lot of the things that we cover through Freelancing Females and get you to that higher paycheck.
Awesome. So have you found, can you share, any one or two tips right here, right now? Anything that like always works or almost always works that could help cut off the getting to the point of potentially either not getting paid or taking longer than it should?
Yeah, so one of the things that happens with freelancers is we get ghosted by clients all the time. We send them our proposal, we don't hear from them, and that's money on the table that is just waiting, and potentially you may lose because you haven't heard from them. So how do you follow up correctly is one of the biggest things. And a very, very simple phrase that brings back about 81% of ghosting clients is,
I like that. Numbers.
Have you given up on this project? It's super simple and sweet, and most people will give you an answer back to that. And we've had a lot of our freelancers test it out, and they've said, oh my God, I got the client project, or they came back to me and said, just not at this time, but at least you have your answer. So now you're not waiting on somebody else, and you can go and find new clients, or you can get this project started.
That's a great one. So do you use or do you recommend using, any of the platforms like Wave? And I know there's a lot of others that allows you to see that they've at least opened the, the estimate or the estimate, I guess is the best word.
The proposal, yeah, definitely. Proposal. So I put my own proposals through Google Docs, and I'll usually keep that up to see if anybody pops up on that. I have not used Wave in the past, but that's a great platform to also use. But for people who just want something very simple, who don't want to be paying for your proposal to be open, Google Docs is a great solution for that.
Yeah, so just so you know, right now, Wave is still free. Who knows what H&R Block is going to do? They just purchased them earlier this year. And I know a lot of people that use it and just love it are kind of, holding their breath a little bit, hoping that they don't add in, a payment structure. But it would make sense if they did.
Everybody has to get paid, unfortunately.
Everybody needs to get paid. Another thought that I had that I've used in case this is helpful is like HelloSign or one of those. So I make my estimates or proposal in a PDF that they're going to need to sign or whatever. And then as soon as they open it up and look at it, HelloSign will send me a message to say it's been viewed. So it seems to me like it can be pretty important to just know that they've seen it. It didn't get lost in the email somewhere. It didn't go in a junk folder.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that seems like it makes a big difference too. All right, so I'm going to let you keep the rest of it for when you come to the conference. And I hope that, and we can talk about it offline, but I was hoping that there might be a way, because I know we have a lot of people in the Austin area, probably Houston, Dallas, this local area, that are in Freelancing Females. I see their names. I recognize
who they
are. And I think we even have a Freelancing Females Austin group. Did I see that?
We do. We do have a Freelancing Females Austin.
And so I think those guys, it would be really cool to maybe over lunch, we have a co-working space that sits inside the conference to maybe say, hey, there's a Freelancing Females little meetup that's going to happen during lunch or something so that you can spend some time with your peeps.
Yes, let's host a meetup. I am so excited to meet everyone, and I think that would be a great opportunity to really get to know each other.
Great. All right, so let's work on getting that set up offline.
Perfect.
Is there any other last minute tips or tricks you'd like to share before we take off?
I think I can share one more tip. So one of our top tips is getting to know as fast as possible. So ask someone, what are you trying to keep this under? A question that is a bit easier to answer and gives you an idea of their number. So if you would like to know what their budget is, just ask.
That's a good one, because a lot of people are like going, I don't want to ask. I'm afraid of what the answer is.
Exactly. And it helps you to create your proposal around the right number and a lot less work on your part.
So here's I want to dig into this a little bit. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time.
Yeah, of course.
But the two sides of thinking of that, so I want to work through it. The two sides of thinking of that is, yes, it's really great to know your number so that I can stay within it. I can make sure that I put in there what I can afford to do within your budget and respect your budget. And the other side of it is, and I've heard this from people, is you're just going to spend whatever I tell you my budget is. So how do you navigate that piece?
So usually what I start with is I break down a few different packages. So if you have a few different packages, a client can see what you can do within those budgets. So that gives them a chance to say, well, my budget isn't this high, but could we do something within this range? And then take off things, don't add them to hurt yourself in the future and be spending much more time, but take off a few different things to get them to their budget.
Fabulous. Okay, thank you so much, because that was the thing that came up a lot. It's like going, I don't want to tell you my number because then you're going to spend all of my number, and maybe it would have only cost me $1,000, and I told you I had 3, so now we're going to cost 3,000. So
I know. So it is always nice to get a number at first. Yeah. But if you can't, then give them a few of your own numbers and work with them on what you can get to them for that.
Awesome. Well, thanks again so much for spending some time with us, sharing a few tips, and especially for coming out to FreeCon.
I can't wait till 2 weeks. I'm so excited for FreeCon.
Yeah, me too. So if you want to go check out Freelancing Females, they have a new site coming up in about, I think, 20 days, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
Ish, yes.
Sometime in November.
Works well, yes.
But as we all know, sometimes things come up. And so anyway, keep a lookout for freelancingfemales.com. And if you haven't got your ticket yet for the freelance conference, you still can. There's a few left out there, freelanceconference.com, FreeCon 19. It gives you all the details, it gives you the schedule, all the things you want to know. Again, thank you so much, Tia, and we'll see you on the 28th.
Can't wait to see you and hope to see everybody there.
Okay, bye guys.